What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for the new viewers, welcome. Today's video is going to be part of the series 1 of the Makeup 101 video series. Now with this series, I'm going to talk about different aspects of makeup and its beginner's basic. Everything that I've learned and that I have basically accumulated over the couple of months that I've been doing makeup, I just want to teach you guys so that you have a great foundation to start your makeup journey. So if you want to understand the eyeshadow basics 101, go ahead and stay tuned.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh, I ask myself, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so starting off this eyeshadow 101 class, first go ahead and get your notebook, your computer, your laptop, your iPad, your tablet, whatever you need to write this information down. I came up with 4 crucial things that you would need in order to do your eyeshadow perfectly. So let's start off with numero uno. Number 1 thing you need to know is know your eye shape. Understanding your eye shape allows you to create whatever type of eyeshadow look you want. Now there are plenty of eye shapes out there. I don't know them all. I know that for me, mine's is prominent, rounded eyes. So depending on what type of eyeshadow I use or the way that I apply my eyeshadow, it will be more appealing to me based on my eye shape compared to someone else who has almond eyes, hooded eyes, downward eyes, upward eyes, wide eyes, in eyes. There's so many different things. So the basics is know your eye shape and understand exactly the proper placement of where to put your eyeshadow. I'm gonna actually do a couple videos to explain a little bit about the different eye shapes, but I'll do that at a later date. But number 1, don't forget, know your eye shape. And if you don't know it, I'm gonna leave a little picture right here so you guys could see exactly the different eye shapes, and you could kind of look at your face and look at the picture and just kind of figure it out. That's what I had to do, and it worked. Alright, number 2. The number 2 thing that you need to know in order to create a really good eyeshadow look is vocabulary. Learn the eyeshadow lingo, learn the jargon, learn the different types of nomenclatures that we use so that you can apply the eyeshadows in the correct spots and positions. So I'm going to zoom into my eye and I'm going to point out each individual nomenclature so you guys can understand exactly where the eyeshadow is being placed and you know where these spots are located on your eyes. So we're going to zoom on in and then I'll show you. Oh, alright. So you see my lovely eyes, right? Let me get something kind of sharp to pinpoint everything. Alright, so we're going to start from the top down. Alright, so we're going to start from the top down. Number 1 thing you need to know from the top is the brow bone highlight. So the brow bone highlight is all this area right here, right underneath your brow. Really simple, right? The next thing is the crease. So the crease of your eye is going to be different depending on, everyone has a different type of crease. Some people with hooded eyes, you won't be able to see the crease. But the crease is this portion right here when if you push in, it's kind of like that socket of your eyeball, if that makes sense, right? So that would be your crease. Now normally when you apply eyeshadow, some people put it a little bit above the crease so that they can have a more desired effect that they want, especially with cut creases. With a cut crease eyeshadow look, most people or most makeup artists, they place their cut crease a little bit higher so that you can achieve a better look. If it's directly on the crease, it won't look as flattering. Now the next part is the lid, and as you can see, oh wait, I got hair on my face. Alright, so if I close my, it's really weird like to do my one eye down. So if I close my eye, this whole section right here, that is my lid. Now the lid is divided into different sections. You do have your inner lid, your middle lid, and your outer lid. So really easy. In is closest to your nose, middle is directly on top, and then your outer is like obviously away from your nose, the furthest part away from your nose. So those are the nomenclatures of that. Next will be your outer V. Your outer V is this spot right here. It creates that section or a V shape. The easiest way to know where your outer V is, just think about this section where your, basically where your lower and upper lash line meets. It goes outward and then it comes into your crease. So this is your outer V right here. Now your waterline. So your waterline is this white section right there. You see that? It's not directly on the outside of your eyes, but if you pull it down, the white section that I'm showing you, where basically your tear line is, that will be your water line. I normally don't put anything there. I see a lot of makeup artists put like a black pencil there. I don't do that because I start crying and it just ruins my entire makeup. So some people do it, I don't, but that is where your that is where your water line is located. Now your lower lash line is located right where your lashes are, and they're basically that line right there. So your upper lash line is here, right? Your lower lash line is right there, real easy. And then your inner tear duct. Tear duct is right here where your tears are formed, right? Simple, easy. No one taught me this. I kind of had to like look some of this stuff up, and I saw what makeup artists do, and I kind of copied it. So just to make it a little bit easier for everyone to understand, those are the different nomenclatures of everything. Yeah. Alright, so we already talked about know your eye shape. That's number 1. Number 2 is know the nomenclature of your eyes. Know exactly what every part of your eye would be so that you could apply your eyeshadow correctly. And number 3 is what tools do you need to use? Number 3. A lot of people use different types of tools for their eyes. It honestly is up to user preference, but I have seen people use foundation brushes to actually create the eye look that they want. So it honestly is up to user preference. I'm going to give you just a brief overview of what I use in order to achieve the look. So I think that if you are starting off with any type of eyeshadow, these are the type of brushes that you would need in order to achieve any of your eyeshadow looks that you want to create. Alright, so starting off, what you would need is a blender brush, a blending eyeshadow brush. And I have 3 of these, which are these right here. They are all kind of shaped a little bit differently depending on what you want to do with them, but that is all up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to use to achieve your look, it's up to you. So these brushes, I honestly don't even remember the name of it. I'm so sorry. But these brushes, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see the brushes. Alright, so these brushes, as you can see, they're all a different shape. And this one's kind of a little bit rounded. This right here, you can tell it's a complete flat top brush, and this is tapered. So tapered means that it's a little bit more precise. And yes, there's a little dust on there. Don't worry about that. If you're starting off with any eyeshadow brushes, get about 3 of whatever type you want so that you can use multiple colors whenever you're creating your look. Now we're going to talk about your crease brushes. So the crease brushes, I have 3. And they look like this. Hopefully it zooms in so you guys can see. Alright, there you go. So these are the 3 types that I have, and as you can see, they're a little bit different. This one's kind of rounded. This one is a little bit flatter, and then this is a tapered brush. It's tapered, meaning that it kind of points up a little bit. So if I go like this, as you can see, it's a little pointed up that way. Can you guys see that? Alright, so these are the 3 type of crease brushes that I would use. And your crease brush, what you would do is you apply your product on there and you'll put this directly in the crease. Once you put it in the crease, you can use it to blend everything out, or you could use your blending brush. So you want something really small and precise for your crease, and then for a regular blending brush, just something a little flat, so that flatter and kind of more spread, so that you could actually blend the product around. Another brush that I use is a regular flat tip brush. And this brush is what I use, and this is an example of one. So this brush is just completely flat, as you can see. So you place the product on one side of it. You could spray using Fix Plus or whatever, and then you could apply your eyeshadow onto here and then put it on your lid. These brushes, sorry, it was out of focus. So these brushes are really good to apply product directly on the lid. Oh, and some people use this brush also to apply product on your brow bone as well. So like a brow bone highlight, you can use this flat brush. I want to say it kind of looks like, you know, a regular painting brush. I guess that's one way or another thing you could call it. Just a regular painting brush. So that's it. Another brush that I use is a pencil brush, which looks just like this. Yeah, hopefully that, okay, there you go, it focuses in. So this is another brush, it's a pencil brush, and it's really, really pinpointed. These brushes I use to place the product on my outer V, or you could actually use this as a smudger brush, which you could smudge your lower lash line to create the desired look that you want. Or you could use it as a smudge brush to place it as a eyeliner. So you could put black eyeshadow on there and put the product on your upper lash line. So this brush can go a long way. Oh, and I also use this brush for my inner tear duct as well. I've seen some people actually use this brush as well to, if they're trying to create a cut crease, they use it just to place the product on the cut crease, and then they go ahead and blend it using their regular crease blending brush. That's it. Alright, another brush that I use is, this is a angled brush. Alright, so this is a angled brush, and as you can see, this brush is completely angled, and it's pretty dense. Yeah, it's pretty dense, kind of hard to move. But with this brush, a lot of people use this for their upper brow or their brow bone highlight a little bit. Some people also use this for their lower lash line, their upper lash line, to create their wing liner, anything like that. A lot of people would use this brush also. And also to create a cut crease. I mean, it's up to you guys really, but I'm just showing you what type of brushes I use. So this is the angled brush. Oh, and finally, I have just a regular pointed brush. Alright, this is a regular pointed brush, and it's a little pointed. I like using this for my wing liner because of the precision that I get from the point on there. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's a little dirty. I used it for this makeup look, but it is a regular pointer brush, and you could use this for your upper lash line, your lower lash line, you could use this also as an inner tear duct, and to create a really nice precision or precise wing liner or even a cat eye. So this will be perfect for any of that. That's pretty much all the eyeshadow brushes I use. I just have multiple of each kind of eyeshadow brush, so that if one is dirty, I just use another one to create whatever look I want. So that's pretty much it on the eyeshadow brushes. If you guys use any other different ones, go ahead and comment down below which ones you use, and let me know, because I know that a lot of people use different eyeshadow brushes for different things. Some people even use their eyeshadow brush to finish their regular foundation routine. So it all depends on what works for you. Number four is use a great eyeshadow primer. For me, what I use is I just use a regular concealer along with a setting powder. The concealer that I use is this one right here, and this is the Pro Conceal Correct palette by MAC, and I use these two colors, NW45 and then NC45. I use this, I apply it to my lids because I do have darker lids, so I apply it to my lids, and then I set it with the Sasha Buttercup setting powder, which I can't find right now, but I'm pretty sure you guys seen the actual Sasha Buttercup setting powder. Some people, they like to use Urban Decay Primer Potion or the MAC Paint Pot. I think it's, yeah, the MAC Paint Pot. But as long as you use a primer, you have no problems. Now, depending on the look that you want to create, that would dictate what color primer you would use. For instance, if you are my skin tone, yes, or anyone, I want to say olive skin, even darker, whatever. If you want to make a brighter eyeshadow look, you would need either a white type of primer or something really, really light so that the color pops out more. If you're trying to go for a smoky eyeshadow look, try and use a darker primer. A lot of people use just regular gel liner, or some people just use eyebrow liner, anything like that. That will all work and that'll be perfect. So that is all I can think about when it comes to the 4 important things that you need in order to create your perfect eyeshadow look. Number 1, know your eye shape. Number 2, understand the lingo, the vocabulary in order to create your look. Number 3, understand the tools that you need. And number 4, use a great primer. Number 5, the bonus one, is practice. Honestly, practice makes perfect, so go ahead and practice. Practice those things, practice your steps. If you see certain people using different tools, try it out. Something may work better for you than it does for somebody else. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this type of Makeup 101 eyeshadow series. Please let me know if you have any comments or questions about anything down below. Everything that I described will be in the description box down below. If you guys really love this video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, and share, guys. Share my videos. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.